Okay, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 2 of PSGL's F3 Championship. We are here in China this week, and I am your substitute commentator this evening. Most of you way better know me as JP. Johnny's fine, I have various aliases, but yeah, I'm glad I'm here to bring you the F3 action tonight. There's a lot of drivers here this week, so it should be an exciting qualifying and race. So yeah, unfortunately due to the new system on F1 2017 being on broadcast, being on spectators, I don't know what the weather report is going to be, and I also can't tell you who's going to be in pole position or any other positions because I can't see the timings, which is not great, but I will soldier on for you. Louis sends his apologies this evening, sorry he can't be here. I hope I'm a adequate replacement. I hope I'm doing a better job than I am last time I commentated, because no one could hear me because I forgot to change all my settings on my new PS4. So I can hope you hear me now. If not, if you can let me know as soon as you can, that'd be awesome. Right, so we've got a few cars on track in a minute. I'll be honest, I don't know too much about the F3 grid. I did watch a race last week, which Louis commentated on, and didn't sell it for me, to be honest. He said it was boring, but there we go. That's sort of races you have every now and then. I can't remember who won it actually. Was it Yahoo? I can't remember. That memorable. One of the drivers I do know, well, a couple of drivers actually, is Curtis 95. He's in the Force Indy. He's my commentator for F6, which is pretty good. So he does a good job. I hope I can do him justice this evening. The other driver I know, he doesn't seem to be on the grid at the minute, is Frank Dank, and it looks like we're going to have problems already because someone's been kicked from the lobby. So yeah, I think people might be leaving the session imminently, but I'll stay on board for the time being. I've already made one video, but that's the last 6 minutes of just lobbies, but so I'm just going to carry on and see what happens. There's Rossi in the McLaren. I'm really going to have to go through and try and find out who's and what. Oh, hi audio. Well, if you can give me a heads up that you can hear me, that'd be brilliant. Yeah, because like I said, I mucked it up last time I did this, but so if you can do that, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, so I better just see who's in what car. So you've got Core 8 in the Haas, and Taurus IP, Irish driver in the Red Bull. Yes, thank you, RDO, brilliant. Jarabo is his teammate in the Red Bull. Sao Paulo 95 in Toro Rosso, and ANS 97 F1. That's a bit of a mouthful. He's Curtis's teammate. McPhee joined, so it looks like we won't be able to create a new lobby after all. Onto the podium in Sauber. If we have to restart this, yeah, no worries. Shortbread in the Renault, you've got Pedrick in the Mercedes, Johan in the Williams, Ash Best in the McLaren. I think I've been through all of them now. Well, all the ones that are on it. Oh, he left the session again. It's not good. So yeah, like I said, I can't really tell who's doing what in a minute because I'm not to see. It's the first time I've done this. So you're going to bear with me. Can I look through the race director and see who's doing what? No, there's no times yet. No, it looks a bit. But yeah. So I'll just have to stay on board a minute with Core 8. He's got his DRS open, so it looks like he's on our quick lap. Oh, 6 minutes gone already. I mean, it's half the. Don't know what the sad face is, but so 6 minutes gone already. Nearly half of the. Oh, he's gone into the pits. Alright, so Ario's. So he's going to say, let's see if I can find him. He's obviously wants some airtime. He's in the Mercedes. And unfortunately he's still having problems. I was just going to change a couple of things on my settings. No, I won't actually. No, I'll keep it as it is. Sorry, don't worry. That is a crap camera. Oh, it's raining. I just noticed that. It's raining in China for the qualifying. So RDO is going to come in and put on some intermediates on by the looks of it. Unless he can get around on this lap. Oh no, he spun. Oh no, yeah. The track is obviously getting slightly wet already, or he's just lost it on his own. Yeah, he's got him back first into the barrier. So, when your arms retired, I don't know. Oh, you've got to restart. Is that because you crashed? So yeah, obviously already delayed start to the qualifying, and then it's going to be restarted again. So yeah, I can apologise. You had to bear with us and be a bit patient, I'm afraid. So I'm not really sure what I'd do in this scenario. Yeah, I was going to do that. Yeah, I don't know if you. I didn't know if it came on the screen. Like, I'll do that now. I can't. There you go. Just leave the session. Well, okay, yeah, I got you. So I'll leave now. I'll have to wait for another invite. Yeah, so again, I can only apologise for this. Obviously, still some bugs in the system. So, and it's not letting people in the lobby and kicking them out and can't rejoin. So yeah, it pretty much sucks at the minute. So I'm just gonna wait for another invite to the lobby. Okay, back in the lobby again. Excellent. So again, yeah, I can just apologise for this already delayed start to the race / qualifying. Hopefully we'll be underway shortly. So at least while I'm here I can have a better idea who's in what car, well the top half of the lobby anyway. No, I can't. If you move to right, you... Right, you see... yeah, my bad. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh dear. Yeah, now I've got you. Right, yes. Cool, that gives me a better idea. So 17 here today, so decent turnout tonight. So yeah, I've kind of got that all now, just gonna try to remember all of it. Where is Frank Dank? I can't see Frank. Oh, can't see Frank Dank here. I'm being blind. I'm sure he was there a minute ago. Anyway, where it looks like we're getting in the ways very shortly. For the second time. Oh yeah, Frank Dank's here. Yeah, I've just seen his name there, so that's good. So I gather there was some sort of conversation with the regards to the weather. I didn't quite get the gist of that because it was raining, but I know that somebody might ask it to be clear. So I'm not sure what's happening with that. But whatever happens, I'm sure we'll have an exciting qualifying anyway. Just gonna wait for someone to come out on track. If someone can give me a audio, if you can give me a heads up on. Okay, I was about to ask it. Whether it's clear in race, try to work in quali. Excellent. So yeah, more or less the same as before. So that's not a great camera angle. Oh, we're all heading out on track straight away for obvious reasons, because it's going to get wet to begin with during the quali. So I'm going to stay on with Ashbest in a minute because Sauber drifting there. I'm going to stay on board with Ashbest for the minute because he was pretty quick last week. His strategy didn't go as well as he was hoping to. I think he had a pace, but yeah, I had to make an extra pit stop for some reason. So yeah, I'm going to stay on board with him. I think he's in a decent shout for a pole here today. But obviously these are just the warm-up lap at the minute. But there's obviously what everyone on the track at the minute is going to have to deal with is the traffic. because obviously people need to set lap times as soon as they can before it starts raining. So all the ones I've seen so far decided to go with the super softs, which is pretty standard. So yeah, I've just seen 4, 5, 8 cars, 9 cars on that back straight. So yeah, it's going to be busy on track. And they've had so he's starting his lap now. He's got his DRS open. And he goes down to turn 1. Takes a wide line there. Goes what people would dub as a snail section of the track. Turns 2 and 3, I believe. Forgive me, guys. I'm not up to scratch with all the names of the corners or actually the numbers of them. To be fair, I'll just go around the track. So yeah, he looks like he's still doing it. Still committed to this lap. Big feet, oh dear. It looks like they've got some more problems with the lobby. We're coming, so Esteban Borrach is coming down what I would call the mini back straight, and he goes to that sweeping right hander, which takes him on to the very long back straight. He doesn't look like he's going to have too many issues with traffic. He's got a Red Bull and a Haas down the road, but looks like they should be fairly out of the way. So yeah, he's going around a hairpin. A little bit deep, but it looks alright. You can take a little bit of corner cut in there. And it says it says he's got the fastest lap, but that doesn't mean anything in this, to be honest. So I see him done on that. I'll see if I can find someone else. No, it doesn't look like a quick lap to me. It's not easy to find people doing that. Actually, Batjo. No, he's no. That looks very slow. It looks like he's just finished it. To be fair, see if I can find anything on the race director. No, not a thing. Right, I'll try and find Ardio's here. What's he doing? He's ghosting, which is always a bad sign. How do you know that? I saw it fastest lap, but I don't really know how you know that, and I don't. Unless I'm missing out on something. Rossi, interestingly, is on the softs. Which is all very well and good if you start in the top 10. If you don't, well, you still got your free tyre choice. I went. Hang on a minute, I went there, didn't I? I don't really know what that means, to be honest. Yeah, you might have guessed, guys, is I don't do this very often. I always offer myself as a spin substitute if people need me, and that's why I'm here. But obviously, Sao Paulo has retired from the session. Not sure what's happened there. I'll stay on Rossi a minute, see if I can get past. And Carwell retired. Oh, we're all coming to the pits now. Basically, I think P3 equals pit. Oh, okay, I got you. Right, I understand. bloody hard work. Oh, a few of them are retiring. I'm guessing it's because the rain is coming down. It looks like everyone is in the pits, apart from Frank Dank. Shaw was in a Toro Rosso last week. He seems to have found himself in a Ferrari. And he's gone on the shops as well. I can't see the rain. It says it's raining, but I can't see the raindrops on my screen. That's a bit. Oh, I can see one or two actually. Yes, being right. Frank Dank's ghosting. He's obviously paused, I think, rather than having any connection issues. So if everyone's done a lap, wrong one. I'm going to see. Right. So if I'm reading this right, so Ashbest is in pole, Shortbread and Yarm's third. And then he's got Pedrick, Frank Dank, Carwell, AM. Right. So okay, I've got that. If what happens to the two that are above him then? It's all very hard work. Have they not set a time? I take it. That's the reason why they're up the top. So I'll obviously have a bit more of a clearer situation. I think people are going to start retiring now because yeah, I got that. I got you now. Yeah, I understand that. So we still have got a couple of people on. Well, 3 people on track actually. Getting in each other's way, to be fair. All going very slowly. The rain's coming down a lot harder now. Yes, I can see that. Thank you. That's one thing I can see is the time. But I would imagine most people are going to think about retiring now because you can't set any quicker times. So interesting why these guys are on track in the first place, to be fair. But anyway, maybe they're trying to just figure out how the track is going to be. Well, actually no, because it's a dry race, so they don't make a difference. So yeah, I think a few of them are retiring now. Audio has sent me a message. Just read it a minute, sorry. Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. Oh dear, we've got a Renault of Shortbread, he's on the grass. Yeah, obviously a bit slippery out there, and he's coming into the pits now. So I think there's only 2 people in the actual session. Where's Pedrick? He is going backwards, and he's just retired. So as long as the Shortbread's retired, we should. They just retired now. We made up a little bit of time, finishing in a minute and a half early. The clock's still ticking down. Shortbread out of a race. So right, well, there you go. There, McPhee's at no time. It's obviously connection issues, and so your top 3 are Ashbest, Shortbread, and Yarn in order. Then you've got Pedrick in 4th, Frank Dank in 5th. Carwell 6th. Well, basically all of that is agreed apart from the 3 of what I lack. Yeah, so just take all that and then moving up 1. That'll be a grid. So just to remind you guys, if you've not watched, if you're new to the Formula 1 this season or whatever, no formation lap and no safety car because of associated glitches, which is unfortunate. Hopefully that'll be rectified soon. So as soon as everyone's ready. It's lights out straight away, and then there you go. Seems to be on the screen. They. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'd have to skip that. Bollocks. Sorry for my language there. I hope that doesn't get copyrighted. Right, well, it looks like I don't know if is McPhee going to take the grid or not? I don't know. I don't know what car he's in, to be fair. Right, that is not a good angle. It's lights out. Bit of a delay reaction, but there we go. I've got an awful camera angle. Oh, there you go, that's better. Ash Bess has kept in the lead. Shortbread still maintains that he's been challenged by Yahoo with the Williams. But it's as you were by the looks of it. Just going down the field, Dougie Dude at the back. They seem to have got thrown very safely, very in order. No incidents that I can see, which is brilliant. But Ash Bess already. But the dive by the Williams is RBA. Oh no! That is very unfortunate. RDO being very ambitious with an overtaking manoeuvre there. Not to the shortbread. And Frank Dank is in 4th place now. Yeah, so very ambitious. I'm sure it's RDO anyway. Yeah, it is RDO. Yeah, very ambitious. Took 2 people in 1 corner, but yeah, kind of sandwiched the Renault and the Williams, I believe. And we've got a Sauber wide in the background. So yeah, but he's made it stick. Not sure if there's going to be any complaints from anyone, but there we go. We see what happens. Ash Bess going away, and that's Sauber still going. If it's the same one, still going wide. Yeah, so a relatively clean first lap by all of them there. We're going for RDO. Oh, it wasn't RDO, sorry. I'm going down the wrong thing. It was Pedrick, I beg your pardon. Sorry. I knew he was in a Mercedes. I was going the wrong way with the buttons. Yeah, I thought that as well. Yeah, Pedrick was a bit of a dive bomb. And Renault had to take some avoiding action. And he has been declared. I don't know if he's got any wing damage. It looks okay. But Pedrick's all over the back of Ash Bess now. And Shortbread not too far behind. Frank Bank is keeping him honest. He's the one I'm cheering for this evening because he's my former F6 teammate. He obviously won that championship and he's got himself promoted to the more competitive league and looks like he's holding his own. So yeah, I'm cheering for him this evening. Not biased at all. RDO in the other Mercedes, he didn't do the dive bomb. He's in 5th place. And you've got Sao Paulo in 6th. Toro Rosso, Ashley Baccio in 7th. I hope I pronounced that right. He's been challenged by the McLaren of Rossi, but no, can't make that this time. Rossi seems to have some pace on those mediums, compared to the Ferrari who's on the super softs. So yeah, he looks like he's in a good position in 8th place there. And to round up the top 10, you've got Notorious and the Red Bull onto the podium in the Sauber, not too far behind, with Dugadoo keeping them company. Very interested in tonight's result, Empire, and do pray tell why you're interested. So make our way back at the front. Ashbear still being hassled by Pedrick there, and like I said, Shortbread in the mix as well. Frank Tank maybe slipping back just a touch, but he's keeping them honest still. I like that camera angle there. Obviously no DRS yet. That'll be. Oh, it is. Yeah, beg your pardon. Yeah, God, the laps are flying by. The top three will obviously have DRS on each other. I'm not going to go camera in a minute, but here we go. Oh, may have slipped back a bit too much, yeah. But let's see what happens. No, a bit too far back to make a. Oh, I see. A bit too far back to make a move there. He's going to think about it another day. Renner having a sneaky little look. Look like they're far enough apart, but no moves this time round. So yeah, between 4th, 5th, a little bit of a gap. Sao Paulo still in 6th. Ashley Bactis seems to have got rid of Rossi now, but Rossi's still in 8th place in those mediums. But he's a bit under pressure now from the Red Bull and the Sauber, so we'll keep an eye on that battle. But we'll go back to the front and see if there's any more action. Yeah, so they're all on the Super Softs. Okay. So yeah, I imagine they're gonna be doing a one-stop strategy. I'm guessing, which means they're gonna have to get these super softs round about that 10, 11, so that sort of time. And then obviously we'll put it on to the mediums. No rain during the race, so yeah, it'll be more like these super softs and mediums for most of the run. I would have thought. The top three got actually getting very defensive already, but he seems to have a decent gap. Yeah, they've all been very cautious, no dive bombs this time round. Frank losing touch just a bit, but in a very respectable 4th place still. Albeit I think he's in the wrong car, because I think he should be in a Toro Rosso. They're on the softs, so he's the first of the soft runners. Then you've got Sao Paulo, he's on the softs as well. Ashley Batjo, he's on the super soft. Rossi still maintaining his 8th place. And the top 10 as they are, but onto the podium is challenging Notorious there. I'll stand this battle for a minute. See if you can make a lunge down here. Oh, close, but not. God, no. Obi's going up and under. Can he stick it around the outside? No, he can't. But he'll have another go down the DRS straight, surely. I'm just going to stay on this for a little bit. And Williams and WD, I believe, in the background there. Oh, Saba runs wide. Oh, he needs to be a bit closer to him now. Really? Yeah, I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move down that back straight. And he's gone wide again. No, let's go back up to the front now. Well, I think they've still all got DRS on each other, but they're being very conservative, I think. Shortbear's having a look at a minute. Some camera angle that was. Shortbread looking. Let's have a go. Is he going to make a big move? No, he thinks better of it. Oh, he's gone inside though. Oh no! No! Oh no! That has terrible. And Frank Dank mops up the pieces there and capitalises on that situation. He's in P2 now. And I think there's got to be some ring damage from the Renault there of Shortbread. I mean, I'm no expert. These guys are all way better in the game than I am. But I think that was a little. I don't think there was the room wasn't there. I don't think you can obviously have put your opinion on it, guys. What do you think? But I don't think there was enough of a gap there to go for. Yeah. So yeah, unfortunate for both of those, cost them a lot of time and places. And actually, Ash Best now drives us into the sunset. Yeah, they're very unfortunate, but they'll carry on. I'm interested to see if any of them pit. It doesn't look like to be much bad damage, but no, there's Patrick wants to get past them on the DRS straight. Looking for a move. Shortbread covers it off, goes inside. And Pedrick hanging around the outside. Oh, McLaren again, a bit of wheel banging, pushing him out wide onto the gravel. And RDO, he's closing up on the back of this group now. So yeah, interesting really. I don't know what's going to be the outcome of that, if it's going to be a stewards inquiry or what, I don't know, but yeah, they're unfortunate. Anyway, I'm going down the field. I've seen Sao Paulo. There's someone pitted. Why miss someone? Sao Paulo's a Toro Rosso. Oh, sorry, Rossi's gone past Ashley Bacho. I missed that. So he's making some good progress here on the mediums. So I reckon he's going to be doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing. He's going to go mediums and super softs, I would imagine. And what happens with that Notorious and onto the podium battle? Notorious looks like he seems to be on his own now onto the podium. Not sure what happened to him. Dougie Dude in 10th place now. And I think onto the podium. He's made a pit stop and he's on the medium, so he's doing the super soft strategy. Ash Best with some clear air now. And Frank Bank, he looks like he's on the stops as well. I should be noticing this straight away, guys. I really am sorry, but he's on the stops as well. But so he's doing okay. And it looks like the Shortbread and Pedro have not managed to catch up with him yet. Whether there's any sort of damage, I don't know. RDA is all over the back of his teammate now, so he want to get past. And he's going to be multi-21 orders, I'm not so sure. Pedro will be feeling a bit angry, I'd imagine, after that turn 1 incident. Then we've got the Toro Rosso not too far behind him as well. That's a nice helmet. No idea there, I'll give him that. Not as good as mine. So I'll go through the field. I'm impressed by Rossi here. He seems to be making some good progress. 10 seconds, it says 10 seconds off the lead, but I'm not sure how accurate that is. I don't think it's accurate at all. Oh, so that's the top 10. I'll keep focusing on the top 10 and see where everyone else is. Yarham, 11th. Onto the podium, he's made a pit stop and he's got his teammate of Carwell behind him. Kurtos in the Force India in 14th. And Jaribo in the yellow Red Bull on the mediums. Coyle in a Haas. AMS. And then you go to Ashbest. So 17, no retirement says yeah, 17 cars still on the track. And Shortbread's going wide, and that's a Mercedes or Pedrick going in the pits there. But an early pit stop, it had to be said. Not sure if he's going to make a one-stop strategy work going in that early, but we shall see. So the field looks quite spread out for the minute, so not too many battles going on, unfortunately. But we're on lap 9 now. Sao Paulo is keeping Audio honest, but yeah, still a bit of a gap. Rossi's not too far behind them in the other McLaren, so if these bits hasn't stayed as they were, first and sixth, good for all the points for the McLaren team there. Oh, WD's made his way to 7th place, and it looks like he's lagging slightly, so I imagine, well, Pedro's obviously pitted, and he's come back out, onto the podium, has left the session. Not sure what's happened to him. Obviously he's got some connection issues. Hopefully he'll make his way back into the lobby. Yeah, he's ghosting. That's unfortunate for him. He's going to lose a heap of time there while he's trying to make his way back onto the lobby. But anyway, we'll go back up to the front of the grid. And Frank Dank looks like he's coming back up Ashbest a bit. Yeah, that gap has definitely closed. Looks like Ashley's struggling for grip there. Who turns 2 and 3, or the snail section, as people will call it. So yeah, I'm just going to ride on. Oh, hi Aidan, how you doing? So yeah, that Ferrari is definitely close up on the back of the McLaren there, and he's obviously going to be in DRS range coming down the back straight. If he can keep you in that 1 second, which he looks like he is in a minute. I'm going to stay on board with this one for a second. They're going down the back straight. Will he make a move down here on the inside? No, he doesn't. Oh, but has put on the brakes quite late there. I think Ash's tyres, Ash Bess's tyres are starting to give up. Looks like meat and drink for Frank Dank here. It's got to be done easily. Jarabo's retired from the session. Not sure what's happened to him. I don't want to come away from this yet. Ash Bess goes in, Frank Dank around the outside, and yeah, that's one of the easiest moves you will see. But will he go coming back up and under? No, it looks like Frank Dank has got that move covered off, and successful. And they're both going to the pits. Oh, that is strange. Frank Dank on the softs, and he's coming to the pit. He could have stayed out a couple of laps there, but I don't want to see the pit lane really. I forgot what I had now. Yeah, so that means RDO is the new race leader. How far can he go on with the soft tyres? It is interesting to know. And his teammate is just set the fastest lap of the race by 1:35. He's got Sao Paulo, the company, and like I said, Rossi's not too far behind either. So I imagine if he can get me softs to a lap, I don't know, 14, 15, I'd imagine, something like that. A strange call there for Frank Dank to come in that early. Not sure what his game plan is, but he'll know better than I do. So yeah, onto the podium, has made his way back to the lobby. That's great news for him. He's got a heap of time to make up, unfortunately, but at least he's in there. Who knows what's going to happen? I will go through the field in a minute. So Rossi's in P3 now on those mediums. So like I said, he's making some good progress. And Dougie did as well. Pedro, he's gone onto a super soft, so I think he's going to be doing a 2-stop strategy by the looks of it. Frank Dank is on the mediums, obviously, as is Ash Best. And Shortbread in the background there. So Pedro managed to leapfrog Shortbread there in that pit stop stage. Obviously undercut working well here. And Yaram on P9, the Williams, and Notorious in the Red Bull making up the top 10. Oh, so Rossi's in P2 now, so that must mean Sao Paulo pitted on the last lap. I'm going to go back up to audio and see if he's gonna pit this lap. Give him some air time as he's the admin for the league. Be rude not to, really. There's not too much of a gap between Ardio and Rossi, although Ardio on the softs and Rossi on the mediums. Yeah, very impressive what he's doing in a minute. I'm not really sure what abbreviation means, if I'm going to be honest. And he stays up by another lap, as you expect. I'm very impressed how they're typing and driving at the same time. I couldn't do that. Like a dude still lagging unfortunately, but he's still in his third place. You got Pedrick and Frank Dancash. Best, they look like they're fighting out for a minute. This could be a battle that could be going for some time. Where Frank Dank's going to do like fuel saving at some point. He's on a yellow warning. Paget 2 stop could work if Ash Patch gets held. Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah. Which looks like he is doing in a minute, to be honest. I say he gets held, but I mean Frank Dank is no slouch himself, so very impressed how he got past Ash Best in the first place. Frank Dank's going very defensive. Want to see him take the win. Old F3 rival. Well, I hope he doesn't put end by. I want my old teammate Frank Dank to win. I'd like to see fellow. It was okay. I'd like to see former F6 drivers be successful in other leagues. I thought it was very unlucky last week in Bahrain not to come up, not to get my words out, not to leave a podium position, but there's no impartiality here, Nick. I'm afraid I'm all about Frank Dank. In fact, I want everyone to crash out. Yeah, I've forgotten what I was saying now. Thanks for that, Nick. Oh, Carwell retired from the session. Oh dear. I'm not sure what's happened there. Hopefully, you might see something of a stand board of these guys. I don't want to leave this battle really because it looks like it could be interesting. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah. That's all I can say really. I didn't really do him any favours as his teammate, unfortunately. But yeah, he's decent. Nice camera angle there. I like that camera angle. And he's got the flap open. The DRS. He's going to make a move. No, not this time around. Well, I've watched this battle for enough now. I think I'm going to see what everyone else is doing. Pedrick's the leader. That's obviously Audio was pitted at some point. Yeah, he's on the lead. I heard you. I knew what he was going to say, Nick, and I thought, yeah, I'll get onto him. So already over halfway through the race, these laps are just flying by, and still very much to play for, really. 15 drivers still on the grid, I believe, and that is. So Rossi has made his pit stop. I'd imagine. Oh, am I on it? Yeah, Rossi's made his pit stop, so I'm just going to go on board with him in a minute and see where he's ended up and what tyres he's on. So he's on the soft tyres. He's going to try and get those soft tyres to the end of the race. I don't know. I thought, was this pitting for mediums that early? Is that a good call? I'm not so sure. I suppose, Nick, what do you think about that? Will those softs get to the end of the race? Obviously, fuel levels will go down and all the rest of it, but I thought the mediums would have gone a bit further than that, to be honest. So interesting. Yeah, I'll make my way back up to the front. And Patrick is still the leader. Oh, Frank Dank and Ash Best. It looks like Ash Best had the DRS and he's gone on the inside, but Frank Dank looks like he's got a grip. Yeah, and he's successfully defended that decision, but no, Ash Best will have another go at it. So should be. Okay, well, cool. Patrick should pit. Unfortunately, I can't. He always make the decisions for himself. So yeah, Frank Dane not too far behind Patrick, it has to be said. So yeah, I'm not so sure at this stage that Patrick's two-stop strategy is going to work. Yeah, not much of a gap between first and second, and then obviously Ashley not far behind Frank, who's obviously looking to get past. And then Shortbread probably slowly making his way forward, I think, to the battle. Obviously Frank Dank and Ashley longer by team to fight with each other. That's why I keep calling Ashley's Ash Best. The longer they keep trying to fight with each other, it's going to give the benefit of the others behind them. No, obviously Pedrick we might have underestimated the pace of Frank Dank and Ash Best. So yeah, I think as it stands, one of these two will win the race. That's a very bold call to make. Oh no, what has happened? I've totally missed that. I'm trying to get on board with someone who's not. Patrick is retired. I totally missed that. It looks like he's retired in the pit lane. Oh no, he's on a grid that. That is. I can only speculate that what's happened is that Pedrick is retired in the pit lane. He's obviously hit a barrier or something. I'm not sure. I completely missed it. And he was ghosted back onto the track, but he's out of this race, and that's Cole's retired as well now. So it must be down to what we were down to now. We're down to, well, it's less than that now. I think onto the podium slightly. So we're down to 13 runners. Yeah, that's very bad luck for Pedro. I'm not sure he was going to win the race anyway, if I'm going to be honest. But to go out, I can only, like I said, I can only guess at this time that he's hit a wall in the pit lane. Yes, he has pitted. He is. He pitted on lap 11, along with Ash Best. But what I found weird about that was Frank Dank was on the softs, and Ash Best was on the super softs. So I thought Frank Dank could have gone a little bit further with those softs, to be honest. But I suppose, well, I don't know. He didn't know that Ashley was pitted because he pitted first. So yeah, there's the Haas of Coil there. So whether there's been a collision or not, I haven't. Unfortunately, I've missed all the retirements in this race so far, such as being the action in the front of the grid. That I missed all the retirements. So Shortbread, that's in P3 now. So he's slightly recovered from his earlier incident. Whether there be anything said about that after the race, I don't know. But yeah, he's not going to be he's not too far behind these guys. He's only, what it says, 2.4 seconds. So he's not out of this race either. But I think the race is going to be between Frank Dank and Ash Best. Can Frank Dank hold up Ash Best with 10 laps, going defensive very early already? This is not a great camera, let me say, but he's got a DRS flap open. Doesn't look like he's making any sort of move yet. No. So RDO, the sole Mercedes left in this session, is in 4th place, and he's got his he seems to be stuck to glue with Sao Paulo. Can't be separated at this stage. And we've got Notorious in 6th place there. Yahem in 7th. And he's been challenged now by Ashley Batcher in 8th place. And then I'm not sure that is in the background. That's Doggy Dude in the background who's still lagging. But luckily he hasn't got anybody around him. And then that's the McLaren of Rossi. So I'll go back up to the front, see if there's any more changes. No, Frank Dank got a little bit of a gap now. And so we've got 10 or so laps to go now over the end of this race. And I'd say, yeah, I'm still going with my decision. It's going to be in the top 2 for the race win. But Shortbread might have something to say about that. Audio, if you're listening to me, I know you can't really respond straight away, but do you want me to do interviews after the race? Oh sorry, yeah, I don't know, Nick. I don't really like finding that out, but because you have asked, I will look, but I don't really like looking at that, to be honest. Warning, stop go. Sao Paulo had a stop go, as did Ashley. But apart from that, it all seems to be very. Yeah, they had a stop go. It all seems to be very clean. The Jab had a 3-second. Had a 3-second penalty. That doesn't mean matter anything to him now. And Shortbread had a 3-second for multiple warnings. So Shortbread, if he's going to win this, not only has he got to pass these two, but he's got to have a 3-second gap at least. And that's if they don't get any more penalties between now and the end of the race. I'll check the penalties again on lap 26, but I don't really like doing it, to be honest. But I will do, because you guys have asked. I don't want to upset the audience. But yeah, this battle here we're watching now looks like it could be going on to the end of the race. I can only assume that Frank Dank must be running a lower wing than Ash Best. Ash Best doesn't seem to make that much progress when he has a DRS open. So yeah, I think there must be some sort of difference in wing settings. And Shortbread running a little bit wider in the background. There's As You Were for another lap. Oh there, it's still got Sao Paulo for company, and that's the Red Bull of Notorious in the background. Yeah, I'm running slightly wide there. He's on a soft, so is he trying to get those two in the race? I assume he would do, yeah. Ashley Ruby's got past the Dougie Dude now. But he was in first place. Rossi still in P10, not making as much progress as he would like, but you know, still Still 7 laps to go in this race. One thing I am disappointed with so far is for all the camera angles I've had. AMS pops up with a vast lap 1:35.5. As I was saying, the one thing I am disappointed with this race so far, I've not had any helicams, unfortunately. That's what I love. Actually, still stuck behind Frank Dank. Just can't make enough progress without the DRS. One thing that could be an issue for Frank Dank though, he is going to have to fuel save at some point. He's on a yellow light there for fuel. What is Ash's best situation? He hasn't got a yellow light, so it looks like he can do what he wants really for the time being. Shortbread, he's fuel saving. So yeah, not many battles apart from the one at the front. Ashley Batcher and Dougie Do seem to be close together, but apart from that, there's not a huge amount. And Rossi seems to be making some ground on these two. And it'll go back up to the front because this is a very intriguing battle. Give me Helicam. You've got to do it. Oh, Ashley goes up and inside. Ash best, sorry. Bit of wheel banging, but Frank Dank has the inside for the next corner. But will we get it? Will Ash best go to the cutback? It would be looking up with inside. Frank Dank taking the wider line there. Ashbad, oh, it's going to be coming together, is there? Oh, that's and Frank Dank still maintains his lead with a ghost in Sauber. In a way there. That is great driving from those two who managed to keep it very clean, unlike the incident between Shortbread and Petrick earlier on. Yeah, I totally agree. So I think it could be who's going to make well, the mediums are going to be no problem. It's going to be about the tyre degradation between the end of the race. However, as I said, Frank Dank is on a yellow light there for his fuel, so he's going to have to fuel save at some point. One thing I will say is, if Frank Dank wins this race, I should be a permanent F3 commentator, because I said he'd win at the start, and I obviously been such a good luck charm so far. Ashley looking for another go though, so I keep saying Ashley, Ash best. There's too many Ashleys in this game. But Frank Dank got it covered up again, and the laps are ticking down. So Ash Best is running out of time to get the move done. Still 5 laps to go, but every time Frank Dank defends that attack, 1 less lap to go. So we'll see if there's any thing happening down the field. Shortbread seems to be on his own, as is RDO, and Sao Paulo still behind him. Yeah. Yahoo has got the Red Bull of Notorio for close company. Dougie Dude, who had Ashley Bacho, he's still lagging. Ashley Bacho, close quarters. It seems got rid of him. I think Ashley Bacho pitted actually. So Rossi's made his way up to 9th place. I thought he was going to make better progress than that, but not so far. So Ashley made a pit stop, so he's on a 2-stop pit stop and the 2-stop strategy. And he's on the super stops again, and he's got Courtois not too far behind him. So let's get back up to the front because that's where the action is. Frank Dank obviously. Oh, Ash Patch has got past him. Has he got past him? That wide line seems to be the best one to take going into that in turn 2 and 3, and he holds it together again. This is, I'll tell you what, this is a great display of driving between them here. It's nice, clean and fair. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I don't want to really leave this battle, to be honest, for the rest of the race, as there doesn't seem to be any other battles on the track at the minute. I think what's crucial is that Frank Dank seems to put out a tiny bit of a gap before the DRS straight, and I think that's what's making him able to defend the moves. Actually, obviously catches up in the DRS straight, and then he's got another bite of the cherry on the start finish straight. But yeah, I think it's the midfield section, we want to call it, that Frank Dank seems to have a better over Ash Bess. Ash Bess not too close to him this time. So I think ideally Frank Dank can just break that 1 second gap, just break the DRS gap, and he will win this race. But that's easier said than done. Ash Bess no slouch, and he's got DRS again. We'll make another move. He's going to make it. Oh God. And it seems to be that wider line into turns 2 and 3 seems to be the better one to take, and maybe it's more grip on the outside. Oh, but oh no, oh dear, oh no, and that's unfortunate. That is. Well, it's about to happen sooner or later. Dougie will fastest up in the race. Yeah, and Frank Dan's lost a lot of time there. We're at the grass. And unfortunately I didn't really get the best view of that to see if anyone was at fault, whether he got pushed off the track or whether it was just a racing incident. I'm not so sure. I didn't have the best angle, to be fair. And it looks like Ashley, I'll stop saying it soon, Ash Bess has broken the 1 second DRS gap. So as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, it looks like he's got this race win now. But it's really unfortunate. I'd like to see that go right to the end. But on that 26 now, I can use that the session where he's had connection issues all race. So I'm going to check the any more warnings. Courtois has a 3 second penalty for multiple warnings. Oh, is it? Okay. Oh, right. It's, yeah, further the back down. Okay. So no, there's no one apart from Yaham in the top 10. Really, he's got a 3 second penalty. So yeah, 2 laps to go in this race, which I have thoroughly enjoyed. A lot better than last week's race. Bowl accounts. Still not as good as F6, but that one can be. But I thoroughly enjoyed this. These top 2 have just given us a masterclass of how defending and attacking should be done. Something might be said about the overtake from Ash Bess. I didn't get, like I said, I didn't get the best angle of that. It's hard to tell really. But yeah. So I'm going to stay on board with these two a minute and see if anything else materialises now between now and the end of the race. Frank Dank, you should be in the Toro Rosso, I believe, unless I've made a mistake. But that's no big deal. So we're on our last lap now. I'm going to go on board with Ash Bess. It looks to have dispatched Frank Dank a couple of laps ago, and it looks like he's got this victory in the bag now. Just keeps it on the road, which I imagine he will do. The one-stop strategy has worked for all the top three. Well, and top four, I suppose. I'm not sure who the first and the two stoppers are, but yeah, it looks like the one-stop strategy is the quickest way around this track. So yeah, not often you see a McLaren Honda in P1, unless it is online racing. I'm a massive McLaren fan, so good to see. I'd like to have seen Frank Dank win, but I'll take this as a next best thing. So Ash Beth coming around the last corner now, and he crosses the line. No penalties, so he weaves round, and yeah, so Frank Dank, second place, Shortbread, third place. He'll be happy with that, his return. Oh, and we've got a battle here between Ardio and Sao Paulo, but it looks like Ardio covered that one off, and Yahan will come in fifth place. Oh, sixth, sorry. Victorious was in seventh. And you got Rossi coming home in 8th place now. So the one-stop strategy didn't work for him, but never mind. It's good haul of points from the McLaren team there. Like you do, you managed to get back on the lobby on time to bring the Williams home in 9th place. And the last of the finishers, or the points finishers, will be Ashley Bacho. I think he must have been the first of the two stoppers. I'm pretty sure that is the case. Curtois, my commentator of F6, just outside the points, with his teammate behind him, and that rounds up all the finishes, I believe, on that lap. Our race until the last lap. I'll drift. Do the podium interview if you like. I'd prefer it, but you don't have to. Yeah, I will do. I'm not sure what I'm going to ask because I've never done one before. But I will invite him into the chat as soon as this is finished. So I'm just reading some messages here. I think there's some contentious issues going on. So yeah, I'll invite him to my chat. Okay. Yeah, back on. I've invited all three of you, but you're the only person who's joined so far. Let's see if anyone else joins for a second. I've got shortbread.
I'll try invite Frank again.
Okay, I did invite him, but if you do it again, that'd be great.
I'll try suggesting him. Well, I'll have to suggest him. Pedrich?
Yeah.
He has a reputation for that.
I know she's...
I want to ask Frank what happened there on the penultimate lap, or whatever lap it was, actually 6, 7.
Well, I'll give it a couple of minutes, and then or a few seconds. If he doesn't join, I'll just do it without him. I think you guys should already know this, but just to make sure that your party settings, your audio party settings are so everyone can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, always allow. I'm good.
Yeah. Right, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna wait anymore. So yeah, obviously, congratulations to both of you for your top 3 finish.
Thank you.
Ash, I'll start with you. I'll keep calling you Ashley throughout the whole race, but so sorry about that. To start off with.
Yeah.
So
you called me what? Sorry.
Ashley.
Oh, it's okay.
So, first question? Was you surprised that Frank Dank pitted on the same lap as you did, even though he was on the softs and you was on the super softs?
Kind of, yes, but I see what he was trying to do. He wanted, well, to pit and try and, well, try and hold me up in the pits so he can get ahead. So kind of understandable, but I think he could have been a bit better off maybe pitting later, getting on medium, on fresher mediums. But I see what he wanted to do, so. Yeah, I didn't see it coming, but I see what he wants to do.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Shortbread. I think this is your return to PSGL, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your first race back. There was an incident which I'll come on to in a minute. But how do you think your first race back went overall? Was you happy with the result?
It was all right. I think without the incidents, I think I would have been in the battle for the lead. I was matching their pace every lap. It was 3 seconds for about 15 laps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. Third place ain't bad.
Right. So. You mentioned the incident as well, but let's talk about the elephant in the room. How did you view it? Did you think, I have my own opinion, but
was this one?
The one between you and Pedrick into turn 1. Did you?
One?
Yeah.
Well, I was on the curb. I gave him. Well, he had 3 car whips to the outside of the track. My nose cone was a significant part of my car was alongside his, and he just turned in. So
okay.
I kept to my part of the track. I don't know. If he wants to put the students, put the students. But
so that's obviously cost you a bit of time there. So that you could have been up there.
I stopped to make sure that it was fair. if he thought it was my fault, I stopped and gave him the position back. So.
Did you get any damage from that?
No, because it was wheel on wheel contact.
Yeah.
My front wheels were on his rear wheels, and he still decided to turn on.
Okay.
About it. No surprise really after his turn 1 shenanigans, or his lap 1 shenanigans. I think Johan came out worse with that one.
Yeah. Actually, bloody hell, I keep calling you Ash, Bess. Back to you. Obviously, you were stuck behind Frank for a long time, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching you guys. I didn't give much airtime to anyone else, unfortunately, because that battle throughout the race was so enjoyable to watch. Did you think you was ever going to get past him?
Yes. Throughout that time when I was stuck behind him, I was running. The only time I was running a lean everywhere apart from the sector 2 split into sector 3. I ran standard there and then rich on the kilometer straight. I did that to one, save fuel, and two, to save tires, because by the end of the race I was on about 55%. And on lap 26 or 27, we had an incident. It seemed like Frank wanted to take the alternative route of China. I don't know, but we came out unharmed. I personally feel that I left him enough space. He had enough space, but yeah, I knew that I was going to overtake him. Well, one lap.
Unfortunately, I didn't get the best camera angle of that incident. I did see it, but it was a rubbish camera angle, so I can't really comment on that, unfortunately. But actually, apart from that incident, I thought the driving was brilliant from the pair of you. To be fair, so yeah, I thought it was great racing, actually.
Yeah, he gave me it was really fun racing with him.
Yeah,
was stuck behind him. I think he was running really low wings.
Yeah, he seemed to be able to put a little bit of a gap in the midfield section, or whatever you want to call it. Then you seemed obviously caught back up with him with the DRS straights.
I just see. I need to get used to the medium tires a bit, but once I got used to it, it took me about 4 or 5 laps to get used to. Once I get used to the tires, I can start pushing and knowing the limits with the tires.
Okay. Right, Shortbread, back to you. What is your ambition for the season? Do you think, obviously you was in F1 at one point, are you hoping just to prove yourself to get back up there, or are you quite content of battling with these guys in F3 at a minute?
I don't feel I have anything to prove. I know I have, if I wanted to, I've already been offered the F1C. But I'm happy here. I think it's the right setting for me.
Yeah.
The 2 guys who came first and second were mighty on pace. I'm using no assist and I feel comfortable, well, better than the mid-pack over there. Otherwise in F1 I'd probably be 18th, 19th.
Yeah.
So I think this is the right league for me at the moment.
Yeah, I'm happy with you here. Very fun to see you here.
What would you regard as a success at the end of the season? A race win or champion or what?
3rd in the Drivers' Championship.
Okay.
That's what I'd go for.
Yeah,
Alright. Success.
Reasonable. That's reasonable. Ash, obviously you're leading the championship. Ash Best, you're leading the championship at a minute. Feeling comfortable, or who would you say is your nearest rival?
I'm feeling kind of comfortable. This part of the season now is going to be a bit shaky. Some tracks I do not do well. Some tracks I like, but starting to head into the mid-season, that's where I feel like I can be friendly the most. My rivals, I would say, would still be Sao Paulo, um, Rossi. He should come up here again. I feel like he's going to start threatening me. And Shortbread, if he can come up, also he could be with me, and Yarham also. So those guys could definitely threaten me.
Okay, right. The final question to the pair of you. Are you looking forward to Russia, and what's your expectations? Shortbread, you go first.
It's a track where assists should be more equal.
Yeah.
So I'll be going for the win. I'll be going for the win as always. If you don't aim for the win, what's the point, right?
That's very true. Yeah. Never true words never been spoken. What about you, Ash? Is it a track you like, or is it going to be one that you might be not as strong this time round?
Well, once in 2016 I started out of hating the track, but as time progressed I saw how fun it was to drive and how like interesting it was. It has lots of like 90-degree-ish corners, but very, very easy to corner cut, and well, penalties will be a big factor that race. But yeah, I personally like the track, so I'll be aiming for the win again.
Excellent stuff. Well, thank you for your comments, and just leaves me to say thank you everyone who watched. I hope I was a good enough stand-in commentator for Louis. I'm sure we'll be back next week. If not, I'll step up again. So I'm just going to say congratulations to you two again, and good luck in Russia.
Thanks for commenting.
No worries.
Thank you.
Alright, and that's me done, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Yeah, be right back.